Kevin's with us now here on Game Time. Kevin, let's start with the Blazers, who've won 12 of their last 14 now, despite all the injuries there. What's fueled this run at the late part of the season?
Well, I think there are a couple things. First of all, they're getting some outstanding leadership from three veterans that are fairly new to this team. Andre Miller, Marcus Camby, Juwan Howard, guys Eric has played against. These guys set the mood. They're just terrific examples. They lend verbal help. They're on the court helping these guys. This is a team that's been ravaged by injuries, but through all the ups and downs they've had with regard to that, they're playing their best basketball this season right now. We know about the mainstays, Aldridge and Roy and players like that, but I think those three veterans have really had a wonderful effect on this team throughout the season.
Kevin, what do you think will be the major difference for this Portland Trail Blazer team going into the playoffs than the past couple of years when they made it? Even though they've been through the injuries, they still seem to be more of a close-knit group that's ready to go out and win a series in the first round.
Yeah, I think you're right. They do have a different feel about them. They're still in the lower half of the West right now, and that means no home court in that first round. But I think there's such great strength. We could see Denver, in fact, play in the fifth or the sixth spot in the Western Conference. Those are some strong teams to contend with. Up and down, the West is just so mighty. I think the difference is this will be the second consecutive year that Portland will be in the playoffs. There comes a lot of maturity with that. The other thing is, like I said before, those three veterans have been down this road. They know exactly what playoff time is like. And I think we've concentrated so much on what Dallas has added, and their trade with Washington has been so uplifting. And then, of course, the early season addition of Shawn Marion, though those have been some outstanding moves. But by getting Marcus Camby in the trade from the Clippers, the Blazers have filled in what was a disastrous position with nothing legit inside after the injuries to Greg Oden and Prisbilla. And here comes Marcus Camby into the scene and just does a terrific job. So I expect a lot from this team. I think there'll be some upsets. The strength of that West is just, I mean, we've talked about it in years past, but I think it's as strong top to bottom 1 through 8 as we've ever seen.
And the Blazers head into Denver, where they'll face a struggling Nuggets team back from a pretty miserable road trip, and obviously not only dealing with things on the floor, but with the at least temporary loss of George Karl, who is battling cancer right now and may not return certainly by the end of the regular season. There's some thought that he might not return at all this season. How much are they missing their coach right now?
Man, I think they're missing him a lot. I think there's some inexperience on that bench, and as they get deeper into this hole, as you said, they've lost a couple straight now, 5 of the last 6, a disastrous road trip they're just coming off of. That is when Karl was at his best, when they had to really hunker down and find the grit and the soul of the team. And I don't know if these coaches, all solid guys, but I don't know if these guys have the wherewithal to navigate those very, very turbulent waters that they're going through right now. They miss George Karl, no doubt. Depth is an issue with this team. The bench is a little weaker than last year. It's not been as potent. And they miss Kenyon Martin's defense. They miss his defensive intensity. If you're going to get on the floor and start talking about what is absent, I think, Anderson's not playing like he played last year. He got a nice contract in the offseason. But they were missing Kenyon Martin from the time he stepped off the floor. And it's now just settling in as the games get more meaningful. So this team has got to rely a lot on Chauncey Billups and Carmelo Anthony, and they've got to start sharing the ball. And if they get their assist numbers up, and if Chauncey can just fill that void that's going to be so huge left by George Karl until George hopefully returns this year, that may make a difference. But this team had a swagger. They've lost that swagger. They're now digging out of a hole, and it's going to be tough.
Chauncey Billups has promised he's going to be one of those leadership guys in the locker room. It's a good time for that, the way the Nuggets are playing. An important game Thursday night on TNT, Blazers and Nuggets. Kevin, we'll be watching with you and Doug Collins.
Great, Matt. Eric, always fun to be on with you. Thank you.
Likewise. Take it easy.